into your YouTube channel, and that is a way to be able to show you, for me to show you, without having to lose this video. It's my way to be able to excuse me, to keep this video online without me having to just transfer back and forth. It's always going to be available right here on YouTube. So welcome to those that are joining us here on YouTube. And today we're going to be working on this beautiful the traditional blue and white napkins. That's what we're going to be doing today. That's what we're going to be using. I happen to have gone to, out of all places, out of all places, it was Fresh Market. I went to the Fresh Market, and thank you for, I see my friend B. Walker, how are you, friend? Went to the Fresh Market out of all places during the time that we were away from the house. We happened to be, let me just give you the backstory for a little bit, and let me see. Lori Henderson, thank you so much for being here, friend. Thank you for joining us back. So I went to during the time that we were away from home, that we couldn't come in, that we had to be gone, I went ahead and went to the Fresh Market because we were looking for places to eat. And you know, when you're outside of the house and you're tired of eating, you don't want to be eating junk food. So went to the Fresh Market to pick up some more, a little better food. And while I was there, as soon as we came in, there was a place where we could you know, where you could buy your napkins, and you know, so many around the flowers. And that is what I did. So get, lo and behold, so just want to let you know, so you guys can go ahead and check that out. Look at these beautiful napkins that were, well, we were able, my husband and I were able to find there. I was with him that day. And look at this beautiful one. Again, this was at the Fresh Market. So if you have a Fresh Market near you, then you know, by all means, check that out. So wanted to do that. So in coming back, as to, I was thinking, you know, what can I bring back to friends coming back, you know, after 2 weeks being gone, from Facebook, from live crafting. And thank you for those that are joining. We have 3 friends joining us so far. Oh, thank you, B, you're so sweet. So, and thank you for the hearts, friends. I went ahead and also picked up, I don't know if you have been to your YouTube. Hello, Amanda, how are you? So we don't know if you went ahead and have gone to Facebook. I'm sorry, to have gone to Dollar Tree, but I did pick up this little cross at the Dollar Tree, and I thought it was darling. I didn't know what I was going to do with it at that time, but I thought it was a keeper. So today I wanted to put those two things together and combine them and make something beautiful for your soon to come Easter season or all year round. So they are very beautiful. Thank you. And Amanda, thank you so much for being here, friend. All right, so let's go ahead and check this back. All right, so what I'm going to do, first thing first, I'm going to go ahead and start cutting my tag off of my Dollar Tree napkins. And before I continue, I want to let you know that if you are watching me right now, whether you're watching right now via YouTube, via Facebook, I want to let you know that in the bottom here in the description, you can find lots of little social media pages. Today, we're getting streamed right into Craft on the Clock, which is a wonderful group of crafters that where you're going to be able to not only watch crafting 24 hours, either by watching them live or via replay, but also be part of a wonderful community of crafters and those that want to craft and don't quite get to it at some time. Anyways, so you all, when I go ahead and show you here, I'm gonna use this clay, air dry clay, and we're going to be using, this is what we're going to do. We're going to be using this cross as a mold. So if you look in the back, you're gonna go ahead and we're gonna use that as to press this down, and we're going to press this down on there. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the inner part of, we're gonna fill in the cross, we're gonna fill it in with clay. And that's the way that I want to fill it in. You could think of other ways that perhaps you would like to fill it in, but that's what I'm going to use. But in order to be filled in and to put it on the back of something, I am going to use this cardboard and I'm going to put it in the back. Now, in order to do that, the first thing that we got to do is to remove the soap tooth hanger that is on here, and that is something that could be pressed back in. As you could see, it's just kind of something that you just kind of hammer in gently. So we're gonna go ahead and save that, put that on the side. The next step that we're going to do is that I'm going to go ahead and make, I'm going to use this one perhaps. Going to go ahead and make a mark, trace out the cross that I have here. So how are you guys? Happy Monday. It's been a while, and it does feel like a while since our last craft. My head has been spinning with so much to do, and to be honest with you, it feels kind of sad. It does feel, you know, it feels kind of sad to come home. It feels kind of sad to having to be among construction here in my house. It feels sad to have so many things gone, your normalcy to be gone. It's very sad, but we keep on pushing, we keep on going. But I will not deny it. It does feel sad. It's pretty sad. And in case you don't know what I'm talking about, my family and I had right at the beginning of New Year's. This is honestly January 2nd or 3rd. It began this whole thing, this whole ordeal of finding a leak in our kitchen, and that happened ongoing for some time. We don't know how long. It was enough to create a lot of black mold under our rug. When I'm talking about a rug, probably people always ask me, how come you didn't notice it? It's because they was on the padding, guys. It was the padding that had gotten full of mold. So this had grown into some of the bottom parts of our furniture. And so we had to get a lot of furniture, had to say goodbye to it, all thrown out. Flooring, cabinets, all the cabinets and the bottom cabinets in the kitchen, all of that had to be gone. And right now we're living with no floors. We're only concrete floors. We're parts of many walls in our house missing, main living areas. My bedroom is chaos. The best way I could put it is chaos. Is half construction, half our bed where we sleep. It's just chaos. And we have no sink. We had to find a small little sink. And no cabinets, so which means that we don't have countertops. So we just brought some old furniture to kind of bring in to the kitchen to make do, to be able to at least put some away, some other things. But we're living among boxes and a lot of, you know, construction and things that were put away in bags and boxes, because we don't want to get it out because it's going to be, you know, we have to put all this back together again, you know, waiting on insurance and all of that. So it's just how that's our life right now. So that's what I'm saying. It's kind of sad, but we keep on pushing and keep on going. At least we are home. That much we could say. We have a home. We have a home. We have a place where we could cook, make warm meals, and we could have a warm bed for sleeping. All right, so as you can see, I went ahead and made that cross right there. This is going to be my backing. But before I do that, I'm going to be using my clay now. I'm going to go ahead and bring out my clay, and I'm going to put it down. Thank you so much for the prayers. And let me say hello to Sujaneri. How are you? And Dark Victor, how are you? Thank you for being here. Hello, hello. And those of you that are joining us on YouTube, make sure that you are subscribed before you head out. If you are just jumping in for a little bit, make sure that you're subscribed before you go ahead and head out. And I'm looking for my roller to press down my clay. And I think I moved it because I don't see it where it's supposed to be. But, oh gee Louise, I guess I moved my roller and I did not place it back, and I have no idea where it could be. So give me 1 second and I'll figure out something that I could roll it with. Give me 1 second and I know that I could roll it with something. Okay. So when everything fails, you always have a plan B, right? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of cornstarch on the bottom of this before I start rolling it. So matter of fact, give me 1 second, I'll have a better idea. I need to use a wax paper underneath. That way it keeps our clay nice and clean. I think it's getting time to try another roll of wax paper. So how's your Monday? You know, I have missed Groundhog Day. I have missed saying hello to you. Happy February. And what else have I missed? There was a sale on Craft from the Clock. I missed that. Hello, Natalie. Natalie Marie is in the house. So my roller, somehow I used it and did not put it away where it usually is supposed to go. So I'm just using a glass vase or vase to just roll around. You know, but I do miss normalcy. I miss you guys. I miss going back to my life. My life. As ordinary as it could be. All right, so what we're going to do is we want it to be just enough so that we could put it on as an insert, and that's all I want to do. I want to be able to make it as an insert for my cross. Okay, so I do want it to be more or less no less than a fourth, I'm sorry, no more than a fourth of an inch in thickness. So that looks like it works. Don't want this to fall. All right. Is it very cold up here? Very cold where you guys are? Who's got the coldest temperature? I wonder. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and press down. If you see that happening, I'm going to press down just to get an indentation, or I'm marking where my cross, where the insert of my cross is supposed to go. Now, I just want to get a print. I don't want it to be cut to that size. I just kind of want to get a print of where I'm supposed to put it. Okay. Now that I have that, I'm going to come around with my spatula here, or you could come with a spatula, or you could come around with your X-Acto knife. But I'm going to go ahead and make and cut. That's why I thought the X-Acto knife may work even better. So let me go ahead and get my X-Acto knife, because this is a smaller spatula. Perhaps, let me see. Perhaps this may work. Smaller spatula. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and just come around, and we're going to draw it. I hope you guys can see this well. I'm gonna go ahead and tilt it down, and you guys can see that a little bit better. Did you watch the Super Bowl game? I did. Part of it. I fell asleep. Not because it was boring, because I wasn't feeling so well. I had, for some reason, perhaps I don't know if I ate something. I have not eaten anything more, you know, different from what I usually eat. I ended up in bed before the halftime show, and I ended up with cold sweats, guys. Seriously. And it felt really awful. But to be honest with you, it was just like a night thing. And as quick as it came, it left. So I don't know, my body was, I'm assuming, there it is. Okay. So my body, I'm assuming, was just fighting something, some type of, what do you say? Some type of bug, some type of virus. I don't know, but that is what happened. And because of that, I ended up going to bed sooner. I'm not kidding you. I didn't even stay for watch the halftime show. But I'm glad. I don't know who's going for what here, but I'm glad my my son was going for the Seattle, rooting for Seattle Seahawks. And so when I got up, I was able to say, oh, congratulations. So I have a Spanish blood, and because I am from Colombia, as in South America, we watch soccer, which is reality football for us. So some good games have been going on as well. Lots of soccer games going on. All right, so I make sure that I went around one more time. I'm going to now removed. Thank you, Marie. Thank you, Natalie. So who watched? I heard mixed reviews when it comes to the halftime show. I have heard of people like, I've heard of people liking it. I said I didn't watch it, so I can't. I have heard of people saying it was nice. It was just like, I wish I could understand it, you know. Anyways, so what do you think? I'm not sure. As I said, I have watched just the highlights of it. I haven't watched the whole thing. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and come over here. I'm going to wet my finger now. And I'm going to go around. And I'm going to just simply shape up with my finger, shape up my clay. And by you wetting your, or if you take a sponge, even better. But if you wet your finger, you're going to be able to smooth out any type of, you know, smudges or creases or anything else that you just kind of need a little forgiveness in your clay. Just go ahead and get a little bit of with the tip of your finger and just, you know, slide it around. Smooth out your edges. And we're good to go. All right, so now I'm going to tilt this, flip it over. Now, as a reminder, we are planning on going here. I'm gonna fold it just so that I have that. We're planning on going inside my cross. That's the plan. So I'm going to now put this inside here, just as a good measure. So see that? So now this fits perfectly inside. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it on here. Hello, Catherine. How are you? From YouTube. Make sure you guys please appreciate if you just go ahead and follow and or give a thumbs up, and don't forget to follow my page. Go ahead and just even it out here. And now, guess what comes next on our step? The next thing that we're going to do is that we're going to decoupage. Yes, we are going to decoupage this beautiful cross, because I did promise, after all, that we're going to do a chinoiserie kind kind of, and I always butcher that word, the pronunciation of that word. So if I am not pleasing you with the pronunciation with the word of the word, I apologize. I really truly apologize if I'm not pleasing your pronunciation of the word. But yeah. Okay, so now the next thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to put my water bottle on the side and my cross to the other side. Now, we're going to the next step is to take the cross. Now, here it is, and this is where you could figure out which part of it do you want to use. And we have this one, it's like beautiful. I love this part. Let me go open it up so you guys can see that better instead of seeing a glare. And again, if in case you missed it, I got these napkins at the Fresh Market. If you have a Fresh Market near you, you will find these towards the front where they have the flowers and the hosting supplies. They also have plates, at least, you know. And if not this ones, you could have beautiful, stunning napkins in there. But these are hard to come by, so I was really happy to see them. All right, so I could very much just focus on the flower part if I don't want to have if I don't want to have the dogs on there. Let's just say we want to keep it as a cross. We could do that like that, or I could also, even though the dogs are adorable, I could just keep it more like this, but I think I'm going to be going with this one, which is, even though I love the colors, the subtle colors of that one. Oh, Catherine, you're so beautiful. You're so sweet. Thank you for your comment, friend. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and use this one. How are the kitties? The kittens, they're good. They're back to their normal. You know, the cats are so adjustable. They're easily adjust as long as they have food and someone to tend to them and give them a scratch. You know, cats are very forgiving. All right, so if you have not done the decoupage, which decoupage means, I forgot what the word decoupage means. I just recently learned it and I forgot it right now. But it's going to be, basically what we're going to do is that we're going to be covering this cross by using some glue, and the glue that we're going to be using, you want to always use a liquid glue or a glue stick. In this case, I'm going to be using a liquid glue. Now this is a mixture of half water, half glue, which is a Mod Podge and brand, and I'm going to now take your napkins. Usually napkins, depending on how the quality of the napkins, it could be anywhere from one ply, or it could be up to 4 plies, depending on the quality of your napkins. But overall, they're usually about 3 plies on your napkin. So one of the easy ways, and want to go ahead and let you know, if you have double-sided tape, or if you have a little bit of tape, if you're having a hard time removing the napkin, you could wrap your finger on tape and remove all the plies. Now this one was really easy to do. So this is, let me show you what the plies are. Remember, we're not going to use the white part. So here they are, just to show you. Here's 1 ply. Here is 2 plies. We're going to remove those white plies, and we're only going to be keeping the printed part that's on top. Now you're going to do this. Sometimes they come out very easily. Sometimes they're a little bit more stuck together. So, so you just be careful not to destroy your napkin in the process. It's very thin paper. Now, if you usually end up having, sometimes you see the very light pattern of that. So just keep in mind, you could always reuse this a second time, you know, that side a second time. Now, I'm going to go ahead and try to put it on here and try to see which is the side, or how much of this do you want to show. So I'm going to go ahead and try to see which side I want to use. Now this to me right here looks like a heart. I don't know if it looks like a heart to you, but that looks like a heart to me. So I'm going to try to put that in the middle, in the center here. But if I do, I kind of lose a little bit of the pattern. So I'm going to try to see play with it and see which part I want to expose or show off the most. So I'm going to perhaps come over here and where I could kind of show off a little bit more of my design. And that's where I'm going to stop. Okay, so it looks like I'm happy to kind of do it here. Just feeling it with my finger to try to see. Okay, so it looks like I'm happy to kind of park my design here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do to not lose my spot there, I'm going to come and get a brush. And you want to be able to add your glue, but you don't want to saturate it too much so it becomes very puddly. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fold that down. I'm gonna put a little bit of my glue down. And just be careful because your glue could be it's you know, part water. So just be careful as you apply it, not to apply too much. Like it was too much there. I'm gonna go ahead and remove that. So I'm gonna come down. I'm going to once again get the ply of my napkin on there, the part that I wanted to shown. Now I could very gently push it with my fingers. I could also get a piece of plastic bag or saran wrap and just press it down. And the saran wrap, all it does is that it's going to very gently, without the oils and your fingers, be able to press down without having to tear the ply of napkins, which is very sensitive, it's very fragile. So anyway, so what do you guys think? Let's see. Thank you, Elizabeth. How are you, Ellie? Yeah, I've gone now to Elizabeth. Ellie, how are you, friend? Joe Allen, thank you so much. The napkin is very beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to just, remember I said very gently. I do not have saran wrap next to me, so I have to be careful with my fingers as I do this. We have another 10 minutes left. Just want to make sure that you guys can see as much as possible of this. Okay, so now that I have it, what it seems to be very down to the part where I could come and cut off what is not needed. Instead of cutting it off, I'm going to just go ahead and press down here. And actually, hold on a second. Hold on. To just go ahead and get a wet brush. And I'm going to just go ahead and just tear. With a wet brush, I'm going to go ahead and wet it all around and be able to tear off all of the excess napkin. I'm going to try to get as close to my edges. And remember, once the napkin gets wet, it's going to become even more fragile. So I'm going to now go ahead and remove very gently any part that is now. See how it just tears off. And that's it. Okay. Now, whatever is left on the side, I'm going to come with my Mod Podge now. And I'm going to press down. I'm going to use the same brush that I had with my glue, which is this one right over here. And I'm going to just go ahead and apply the glue on my edges. And all of the leftover napkin, I'm just going to go ahead and press it down inwardly. Just fold it up into place. Whatever has been left over, it's going to go ahead and fold it up. And as I fold it, I'm going to coat it right on there with my glue. As you can see. Again, I'm using the Mod Podge to be able to do this. And I'm just gonna fold down or fold in or fold up, whichever direction. In this case, it's folding up the leftover remainder on the edges of my neck. Okay. So now I believe I am ready to start loading or gluing this napkin into place. And by into place means back into my cross. Now, there's not a lot to do on the cross, but we are going to just, bring it up a notch, because why stop there? If we could do a little something to the cross, why stop there? All right, the first thing that we're going to do is that I'm going to find the cross cardboard that I was using. And here it is. So the first thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to glue my sorry, give me 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and glue this. This is going to be glued like this. So I'm going to see more or less. Somehow, as long as kind of get it in the middle, I'm going to use my wood glue. Now, my clay is upside down, and my clay obviously is wet. So as I got to take those things into consideration when it comes to the transferring, when it comes to the gluing part of this cross. So I'm going to go ahead and use some wood glue. Now, wood glue to me, when it comes to clay, it attaches what adheres to the clay a lot better. It has less water content in the glue, so you're not adding too much water into your clay. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on the back of the cross, which is going to be my back. And I'm going to remove whatever excess glue, because remember, the glue is going to sip through. And there you go. Now, for the most part, the wood glue will dry out clear. However, I have noticed in some instances that it may dry with a light yellowish tint or a light beige tint. So you just got to be careful with that. Okay. So now that this is done there, I'm going to try to see, I'm trying to figure out which is the best mode to kind of do this. So I'm going to try this, put that upside down, and that is somehow should be in what should be the middle of my cross, perhaps, of the cardboard cross. Now the reason why I want it into the center of it, or the cardboard, is simply because I am now going to put this into my wood clay. I'm sorry, my wood cross. I'm going to continue using my wood glue, and I'm going to put now my wood glue all around that paper. I might need a little bit more. I'm going to put it all around the cardboard that I have the cross resting on. Let's see. So let me know how you're liking this. And if I am explaining myself properly, I have about another 5 minutes. I'm just going to try to do it. Here we go. Now I'm using a cardboard. You could I'm using a cardstock. You could use a cardboard as well. You could use a piece of wood. There we go. And I'm making sure that the glue is really, I have it all over the cardstock, which is going to get adhered to the wood cross. Okay, so now that we got that going, let's make sure that we are putting this baby this way. Thank you, Jenny's palette, for the vote of confidence. So I'm going to go ahead and press that there. Just kind of want to center it. And as I center now, it's my time to start kind of pressing down. And there it is. Now I'm going to press down really hard to make sure that everything is glued. And look at that pretty thing, you all. Isn't it beautiful? Now, I told you, why stop here? We could do one more step. Now, I just need to now check your car stock on the back, making sure that we have nothing left that's showing from the other side. And there's just a few tiny pieces. Just making sure everything is done. All right, so there it is. So your cross, this is what your cross in the back looks like. It's completely covered, nothing showing, which is what we wanted. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my little thing here. Now, as I said, why stop here? No worries, we're not going to stop right there. And we're going to take it for the next 5 minutes that we have here. We're going to take it up a notch, and we're going to get a little bit of gold. If you thought this was coming, or you were wondering if this was coming, where it is. So I have some liquid paint in gold color, which is beautiful. It's by Folk Art. It's one of my favorite ones. It's called Treasure Gold by Folk Art. Treasure Gold. And it's one of my favorite ones to use. And once I have discovered it, it's been kind of like nothing has topped it for me yet. Then don't mean that it's not out there. Just means that I haven't found it. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and take my lid of gold. Now, here it is. I want to show you. I want to let you know something. There are also. Let me see if I could get those out for you. But I do have, if I could remember where they are, pens. And I may not have them with me. Oh, here it is. You could give this one a try as well. And this is it's a Decocolor. It's a gold pen. So hard to see, but here it is. It's a gold pen, Deco-colored gold pen. See, Decocolor gold pen. So this one, the way that you're going to do, you're going to press it down, and it's on top of surface, not the surface that you're using. But you're going to press it down, and as you press it down, the gold is supposed to come out. Now we're going to go ahead, and you could do it, as I said, very, very easily, and then just go ahead and outline your cross. This is one way to do it. Okay. Now the only thing is, the only reason why I'm planning perhaps to do it with the paint instead is because this actually, it goes on a surface that has already been painted. It tends to dry out. So that's the reason why I am going to just go ahead and very gently and carefully then just go with my small brush around the top, the edge of the cross, which is the outline, just to outline my cross. By the way, you guys, I committed this week to be here twice this week. So I'm going to be, besides today, 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which you're watching me. That's the time that I was on, 9:15 Eastern Standard Time. But on Wednesday, I'm going to be presenting at the exact time, 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I will be presenting both on Facebook as well as on YouTube Live. Now, if you missed any part of this, any part of the video that you would like to see recreated or rewatched, don't forget that it will be available on my live and my Easter playlist on my YouTube channel, which is His Girls Designs. as well. So look at that, and it's something about the gold and the blue, you guys, that it just it's kind of like a match made in heaven, I believe. This is one of those crosses that you could have, as I said, during Easter, but it's one of those that you could have or gift to anyone that whose cross means something to them. Obviously, they could have it. You could give as a gift all year long. So now also think about, this is what I chose the finishings to be. Wonder what if, which kind of napkins work, or not only needs to be napkins. Think about using wrapping paper. If you have napkin, get your hands on, on the prints that you want on a napkin. Think about using wrapping paper. Think of sometimes even printing, you guys. You could print your own prints if you have a good printer. So you could do this also with just giving you ideas if you want to get to the print that you want, that you desire. And there it is. Okay. See how it just brings it all together. Now I'm going to also, in addition to this, I'm going to have just the last minute here. I'm going to just show you how it's going to look like the minute that we just do the outline. So we have only the beveled or the beads in between the cross. That will be the ones that are going to stay white in that color. And by the way, in case you're wondering, this is a Dollar Tree. Thank you, Deb. Thank you, Jenny's palette, and thank you. Yeah, Cheryl, you all should know this. This was coming. We're going to be having a crafter right after me here on Craft from the Clock. I will be finishing this project on my YouTube channel right now. I will not disconnect from it just because I want it to be completely finished, and I want you to see the finished product at any point that you decide to come back and watch it. But in the meantime, here we're going to say goodbye to you on Facebook, and you're going to go to the very next presenter here on Craft from the Clock. So I had a good time, and it was very my pleasure crafting with you today. And I hope you come back on Wednesday on here on Craft on the Clock. Of course, my Facebook page as well. All right, I'm going to say good night to you on Facebook. I'm going to stay live, as I said, on YouTube. But wanted to give you, before you head out, this is more or less our finished product. It's still finishing, but this is more or less what it's going to look like. All right. All right. Now, next time we'll come back and try to see how you could use this to decorate your home. Stay tuned on YouTube, and I say goodbye to Facebook. Goodbye. May God bless you. May God keep you. Make his face shine upon you. May God grant you his peace. Adios. All right, friends. So I'm going to go ahead and see one more button I got to press here. Done. All right. I'm going to go ahead and show you. I'm going to go ahead and finish the edging of this. But also, perhaps if you want, I'm one of the ones that I love to do my crafts to look completely finished. Not just on when you're looking at it from the front, but I like making sure that it looks beautiful on every side, because it's one of those ways that it makes your craft looks not just like a craft, but looks like something that, that it is valuable. Because the minute that you add your time to your design, and you take your time doing something, it shows. It really shows. So I like to be able to look beautiful on either side. Yes. Blue and white with the cross. Beautiful. I'm sure you planned so gold, definitely highlights, definitely. And Floozy Edits, how are you? Thank you for being here. If this is your first time, welcome, welcome. My name is Maureen, and I want to welcome you to my page, It's Girls Science, my channel. And also want to let you know that if you would love to, if you like crafty things with a that are easy to make and also with budget-friendly materials. Make sure you're following this channel so that way you could be able to be notified. But you gotta press that bell button. Remember that little bell? It gets notified whenever I do come on. I wish that I could have a specific times every time, like this will be my scheduled time. But unfortunately, as I said, my life is still all over the place. All right, talking about the side, and this is how it looks like now. Now, remember, if I'm talking about looking at it from every side, you could leave it white like this. But I'm the one that I say, well, don't you just finish it up and just give it a touch all over. Let me show you what I mean. So that instead of seeing the white, I'll show you what that looks like. But you could see the contrast. So instead of your edges or your sides being white, you could finish it up. See that, how that looks like? Look at the difference between the top here and the side there. Thank you for those hearts, you guys. Yes, the extra touches, it just makes, it brings up, and it makes it not look like, how people sometimes will put down, because every craft requires time, you guys. So even something that, if you're a beginner, if you're just starting crafting, every craft, no matter how, in which level of craft expertise you're in, each craft takes time. So you want to have someone think of your art, because it is art, think highly of it. So I believe that by taking the extra time, it shows other people that you think of your craft highly enough to finish and to present a good product. So that's why I like going the extra mile and put out a good finished product. So as you could see, even the back of this cross, hold on a second, even the back of this cross is going to show that it's a finished product. So you have already a nice gold back. So, we took the time to even be able to cover that. So there it is. So it's gonna go ahead and go all completely around. So if it gets hanged on a wall as it is, you don't have to worry about it. It's going to be beautiful no matter which side you put it on. Now, the way that I would like to finish this, and unfortunately I will not be able to finish it today because this needs to dry, both the paint as well as the clay needs to dry. Now, one of the things that I did not touch on is by perhaps putting a covering layer on the blue napkin. And by putting a covering layer, meaning by finishing it up, sealing it, and that is going to be by putting the same Mod Podge. We're going to use the same glue that we use to glue it with. We're going to use it the same way, just to kind of just put a covering layer to seal up the pores of your napkin and in the clay. So that is all we need to do. It also going to prevent, you guys, what's going to happen is that it's going to slow down the discoloring of the napkin. Okay, I know sometimes they're printed on acid-free paper, but not always. So you just don't know. So to prevent the discoloring of your, or color changing of your napkin, we like to seal that up, and kind of closes up the pores of your paper, and as well as the clay. All right, so there, I'm going to just put that down. And this is all completely done, side and all. So how will I display this? Let me just talk to you about this. The way that I will display it, to be honest with you, I would love to put it on a piece of, and if you allow me to show you, give me 1 second, on a piece of canvas, on a piece of frame. I'm gonna have some over there, so give me 1 minute and I'll go get it. Okay. Okay, so um I don't have a square. What I was thinking of putting it on perhaps was going to be a nice square frame. And those are sold, believe it or not, a Dollar Tree sells them for $1.25. But if you get yourself a nice frame, this is an oval frame that I got at an artist store. So this is the one. I could go ahead and put my cross. Give me 1 second. Let me make sure that I don't, even though the gold gets really absorbed fairly quickly onto the wood, because the wood is going to absorb the paint. Remember, wood is just, the pores of wood are really, really nice and open. So you're gonna take advantage. It's gonna dry up fairly quickly. So give me 1 minute and just finish it up. But I want to show you the way that I will display it once this is truly fully dried. Just trying to take the excess of paint, put it out, making sure that we don't have any drips or extra paint hanging out. Okay. And just woo, what to do. Fun part about turning a turntable. All right. So what I would do is put it perhaps. Here is a frame. I'm gonna go ahead and get it opened up, and this is an 8 by 11 by 10. I mean 8 by 10. Just open it up. Here it is. And I will put not paper. I will put fabric. So think about putting yourself a piece of linen inside a piece of canvas, muslin, perhaps inside here. So I will put that kind of material inside here. And I'm going to then mount my cross that's currently in the drying process. I will mount it in the middle of it. Once I add, see how beautiful now it gets? It looks, hold on a second. Once you have your think about it like this. I will cover this, honestly, I will cover this with fabric inside. Remove the glass. You're going to remove the glass, cover it in fabric, beautiful linen, I will say, something like a muslin fabric, and something like that is that painter's draping material, you know. Excuse me. I will put that in there, and this is going to elevate the look of your cross. So instead of having a cross that's look kind of like, you know, in any way cheap looking, the minute that you put that in there in your frame, even if you're using a frame as inexpensive as this one, because this was purchased at the Dollar Tree, then all of a sudden you're going to give this a beautiful, nice, high-end look for less. All right, so this is what I would do. I'm going to go ahead and allow this beautiful cross to finish up. If you think of other ways of finishing up or displaying this, let me know in the comments. We'd love to know. Remember that this cross did bring a sawtooth hanger. So which is this, just like this. This is what's going to go back on there should you decide to display it this way. All right. Let me know if you guys have used napkins to decoupage, which is the process that we just did. If you have think of all the ways of displaying this beautiful cross. This is a way that I would like to display it, but let me know if you guys can think of all the ways to display it. The extra touches on your crafts make what you do very exquisite. Thank you, B. All right, you all, if you have no comments or extra questions, I'm going to say goodbye. If you do, before you head out, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And remember, I'm going to be back here live this Wednesday, the 11th. February 11th at 9:15 Eastern Standard Time will be the time that I'm going to be live. 9:15 Eastern Standard Time. I will be live, or you could also catch the replay at any time. Check out the videos on my channel. Lots of inspirational ideas. So I hope you enjoy it. All right. If you don't have any other questions or comments, I'm gonna go ahead and say goodbye. May God bless you. May God keep you. Make His face shine upon you. May God grant you His peace to you all. And have a beautiful night. Buenas noches. Adios.